Well, the beekeeping is is in decline in the USA. Last year, USA alone lost 70% of honeybees nationally. So that is a big tragedy for agriculture, because the bees are responsible for about 70% of everything you see in the grocery store on the produce aisle, fruit, veggies, seeds, you name it. Oil, because oil comes from seed, and seed is a result of cross-pollination, and that's what the bees produce, and the plant produce being helped by the bees. So honeybees are a great part of that. So there's also one crop, particularly almonds. They don't produce any almonds at all unless there's honeybees. So early cherries are also 100% responsible. Bees are responsible for producing early cherries. So some crops 100% are relying on honeybees. So it's an important thing. And we believe personally that God wants us to take good care of our planet and our crops and have food grown fresh and have healthy lifestyle. And that's why we do bees. And that's why I encourage my family and my church members and our community get involved in the beekeeping. It's exciting, it's a fun hobby, and it produces honey. It also teaches people about stewardship and how to care for their planet and for their crops and stuff like that. So that's why we offer the class, and it's a fun occupation too, lots of fun.
Well, I knew he had been an avid beekeeper in the Ukraine. It was a hobby he started when he was 16, and so I thought, well, what can I do that would be unique? I'll just buy him one hive, and it'll keep it small. But beekeepers don't keep anything small; they expand, and so that's how it started. And then he had friends, and he went to the beekeeping society and got to make more friends and stuff. So and I enjoy it.
Honeybees double every year. So she gave me one beehive the first year. Next year I had 2. Next year I had 4, and the next year I had like 10. Because you can not just double, you can triple them every year. So that's how it all started. In our family, that's how it started here in America. But of course, back home when I was a young fella, I had a high school job. One summer, it was on a bee farm, and I just fell in love with beekeeping. It was like a totally new world. I said, man, this is fascinating. I didn't know these things exist, and they are so wise and so intricately designed. So that's how it started in my personal life. But for our church, it started one day after the worship service. We were chatting with a friend of mine, and he said, hey, how are your bees doing? I said, they're doing okay, but I lost a bunch of bees to the hive beetle. There's a really pesky pest, East Texas and all the way to Florida, called small hive beetle. And I was very busy with work, and I didn't have enough time to care for my bees, and the beetles destroyed like 20 hives of mine. And my friend and I said, hey, how about we start a beekeeping class right here in our church and invite the community. So they put up a sign in front of the church there. So every first and third Sunday of every month, spring to fall, we are having class for the community. About 20 plus people are coming from the community to learn about beekeeping. And they're having fun, I'm having fun. 5:30 p.m., first and third Sunday of every month. Every week.
April through November. Yeah. It's actually into
April through November, yeah. People can join any time, because I have handouts that I can share with them for the previous classes. They can catch up. And beekeeping actually is learned not necessarily from the book. It's learned while you do it by yourself. You start handling things. And beekeepers normally are friendly people. They are eager to share. They will actually try to kind of chase you down the street. Hey, have you heard about beekeeping? It's really fun. So they will share secrets. They won't keep anything secret. They'll share all the tricks they know, and that's how beekeepers are. The most important thing, in my opinion, is that if you do bees, you're in touch with something divine. You're in touch with creation of God. It's something beautiful, something that you're God's sidekick, so to speak. You're working together with God to preserve the planet, to preserve the crops, to help the community to grow in a positive direction. So that's always a good thing. And for me personally, you're discovering a totally new hidden world, fascinating world. So